What if I told you that most men, without even realizing it, are missing the one thing older women secretly crave the most? What if I told you that it's not charm, not compliments, not expensive gifts or empty promises, but something deeper, something so rare that when she finally feels it, she can't let it go? The truth is that 90% of men fall into the same shallow trap. They chase the surface while she longs for the depths, but there is a man she remembers forever, the one who knows how to reach her in places no one else dares to touch. This isn't seduction, this is connection. This is presence, this is the rare art of becoming unforgettable. If you're ready to be that man, to unlock the secret older women crave, hit like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and comment below. I seek depth, not illusions. Most men live their lives unaware of how little impact they truly make. They mistake attention for connection, they mistake politeness for presence, and they mistake gestures for meaning. They think a kind word is enough, a compliment will do, or that buying her something shiny will stir her soul. But a woman who has lived, who has carried years in her heart, who has tasted both love and loss, knows better. She is not fooled by shallow validation. She is not moved by gestures that anyone could give. What she craves is not common, what she longs for is rare. She craves to feel chosen, not simply wanted. Wanted is easy, any man can want her, strangers on the street can want her. Attention is cheap, scattered, thrown around without thought. But chosen, that is different. Chosen means you saw her and decided. Chosen means she is not just another option in a sea of faces. Chosen means she stood out to you, not because she was convenient, but because she was singular. And when she feels this, something inside her awakens. She feels not just noticed, but honored, not just admired, but claimed by your clarity. A stoic man never rushes. He doesn't leap at every chance simply because it's there. He doesn't scatter his focus like a boy chasing sparks in the wind. He observes, he measures, and he chooses. And when he chooses her, she feels it. She feels the weight of his decision. She knows he could have passed her by, yet he did not. She knows he is not desperate, for desperation scatters, but discernment anchors. And in that moment, she feels something most men never give her. She feels rare, valued, deeply seen. When you let her know, not with flattery, not with noise, but with the calm certainty of your choice, that she is the one you want, not because you must, but because you see something singular in her, she cannot forget it. She will not forget it, for this recognition stirs her beyond the surface. It touches the core of her femininity. It tells her, you are not one of many, you are one of one. And then, when she is chosen, when she feels that you stand before her with clarity, she begins to soften. She begins to trust, and in that trust, she rediscovers parts of herself long buried. She remembers the version of herself that once felt young, spontaneous, unguarded. She remembers laughter that was not weighed down by duty. She remembers the girl who once danced in the rain without hesitation, the woman who once lived without apology. Life has made her serious. Responsibilities have pressed their weight upon her shoulders. Society has told her to carry herself with composure, with restraint, with endless responsibility, and so, slowly, she tucked away the lightness of her youth. She buried the spark of freedom beneath layers of duty. But you can bring her back, not by acting childish, not by pretending to be a boy again, but by reminding her what it feels like to live in the present moment. You tell her, without words, that it is safe to laugh again. You tell her with your ease that it is safe to let go. You tell her by being free yourself that she too may loosen her grip on control. And when you do this, when you invite her into that forgotten youthfulness, she feels alive again. She begins to laugh in ways she hasn't laughed in years. She teases you, she leans into you, she forgets the ticking clock and the burden of time. She is no longer calculating, no longer guarded. She is present. And that is when attraction multiplies. It is not about being silly, it is about being light. It is not about escaping reality, it is about savoring it. You are not impressing her with lines or gifts. You are awakening something she thought she had lost. You are showing her that inside, beneath the weight of life, there is still a spark waiting to burn, and you are the one who brought it out. But deeper still, she feels something magnetic in you. Not loudness, not flashiness, not desperate performance, but calm certainty. There is a pull in your silence, a gravity in your stillness. She cannot name it, but she feels it. It is not the noise of pursuit, but the quiet of presence. You do not chase, you do not push, you do not perform. You simply are, and because you are calm, because you are centered, she leans in. She wonders, she feels pulled without understanding why. And this is the paradox. The less you try to convince her, the more she feels drawn. The less you chase, the more she desires. The less you perform, the more she is captivated. You make her want not because you force her, but because you allow her. She feels tension not in your words, but in your silences. Not in what you say, but in how you look at her. She remembers not your compliments, but the way you made her pulse quicken without a single word. This attraction is not forced. It arises, and it arises because you are unshakable. When she feels this, when she feels your calm energy, she begins to test you, not to break you, but to rediscover herself. She leans closer, she teases, she watches your eyes to see if she can still affect you. Every woman carries the question silently. Do I still have it? Can I still move him? Can I still awaken something in a man? Most men crumble here. They overreact, they fluster, they retreat. But you do not flinch. You see, you notice, but you do not lose yourself. You let her feel her power without giving up yours. And in that balance, she feels both feminine and free. She feels desired, not just admired. Admiration is safe. Admiration is polite. Admiration makes her feel like a good person, but desire makes her feel like a woman, and she longs for that. She longs for the spark in your gaze, the silent tension in your touch, the pause in your voice that tells her you want her without you needing to say it. Desire is in restraint. It is in the silence between breaths. It is in the steady way you hold her gaze, the subtle way you linger when others would rush. And when she feels this, her body remembers. She is not just respected, she is wanted, and deeper still, she feels dangerously feminine, not reckless, not chaotic, but free. Free from the masks she wears, the roles she performs, free from the polished, composed version of herself she shows the world. With you she lets go, with you she remembers the wildness she buried, with you she feels alive in a way that scares her just enough to thrill her, and she craves it. You do not force her, you invite her. You create safety with your steadiness, and excitement with your unpredictability, and in this delicate dance, she becomes not just attracted, but transformed. She steps into a version of herself she had forgotten, and she thanks you for giving her that gift, though she may never say it aloud. And then there are the nights she cannot forget. Nights not built on expensive dinners or perfect planning, but on presence. Nights where time disappears. Nights where laughter flows until her cheeks ache. Nights where silence feels more intimate than words. Nights where the touch of your hand on hers lingers like fire. These are the nights she remembers, not because of what you gave her, but because of what you awakened in her. And she will long to feel it again, because in your presence she writes a new story of herself. She lets go of old regrets, of the shoulds and musts that weighed her down. She discovers parts of herself she thought were gone. She realizes that her past does not bind her, that she can still be playful, daring, alive. And you gave her that gift not by changing her, but by accepting her, by letting her be. And this, more than anything, is what she craves. Not performance, not seduction, not empty attention, but presence, clarity, depth. She craves a man who sees her, chooses her, and invites her into the parts of herself she longs to rediscover. This is what captivates her. This is what makes you unforgettable. So remember this: most men remain blind. They scatter their attention, they chase, they overperform. But you can be the rare one, the one who chooses with intention, the one who invites her freedom, the one who makes her feel alive, feminine, desired, powerful, unforgettable. Comment below, I am unshakable. Like this, subscribe, turn on the bell, and let the world see a man who no longer chases illusions, but creates depth. You began this journey thinking it was about where to touch, but now you know the truth. Real touch is not of the body alone. It is of the heart, of the soul, of the hidden corners no one else dares to reach. Older women never craved charm, never craved gifts, never craved empty attention. What they craved was depth. What they craved was presence. What they craved was a man who could stand still in his own strength and let her feel alive again. Be that man, be steady, be unshakable, because when you are, she will never forget you. If you felt these words, like this video, subscribe and comment below. I seek depth, not illusions. Until next time, carry yourself with calm certainty, and remember, connection is the rarest gift you can give. Stay steady, stay present, and remain unforgettable.